Now, sports coverage in the Panhandle spirit with Lee Baker.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Friday night of high school playoff football. 12 games on the menu, 10 in Texas, 1 each in New Mexico and Oklahoma. We're going to start just down this 10th Street at Dick Bivens Stadium. Booker and Spring Lake Earth, the Kiowas, of course, having a record 11-man football season. They had 10 wins so far in 11 tries. There they are, taking the field, already pumped up on the turf, looking for some scalps. First drive, freshman Hunter Lyle finds Brett Cox over the middle. He breaks free, sprints down the sideline inside the Spring Lake Earth Wolverines 10-yard line. The very next play, Lyle will hand off, play action, slip screen to Jared Reagan. He takes it shot down to the 6th, touchdown, 6-0 Booker. Coach Hinton loves it. And later in the first, off of an Earth turnover, Lyle over the middle to Zach Ware. He gets lit up by Jesse Blair. Wow. 2 plays later, Lyle going deep, but on this one he's picked by J.J. Juarez and returned to midfield. And then a few plays later, the Wolverines, Nathan Garcia goes outside, bounces inside. Earth takes the lead. The final score tonight, Booker's season ends. It is 14-6. The Wolverines win. Let's go to another game in that bracket. That would be Vega and Bovina. Big old Mustang right there as they walk out on the turf down at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. And early on, Bovina's Joseph Casas takes the sweep, bounces outside, sheds a tackler, and he gets close to a first down. Same drive, Marco Terrones, hands off, coming right at our photographer, stays inbounds, passes our Matt Hamilton, touchdown, 7-0 Stangs. I like the way Matt hung in there. He didn't get out of the way. Hey, ensuing kickoff, it's the Horns, Chad Fangam. He splits the wedge, big yards, setting up Vega. And then later in the drive, quarterback Eric Rohrbach rolls and rolls all kinds of time, lofts it up. Joseph Brzezinski comes down with it, outruns everyone to the house to tie the game at 7. This is a nice play, and as he raced into the end zone, we raced to the scoreboard to show you that Bovina wins 34-26. All right, one more Class 1A game. This time we're going to go west. It was Memphis and Morton in a cyclone today, really. Afternoon game. Morton, second play of the game. Trevor Arthur takes the draw, look out, right up the middle, untouched, 75 yards, 6-0 Indians. But then Memphis scores, they can score too. Terrell Sims gets the end around, breaks a couple of tacklers, turns on the Jets, he's gone. Touchdown, we're tied at 6. Next Cyclone possession, they trailed 12-6. Watch this, Tanner Gorman is going to get stood up. The ball squirts out, it goes right to his teammate Sims, who then races again for another touchdown. He had 109 yards in 2 plays. Wasn't enough, though. The final score, look at this. Yeesh. It's Morton racking up 67, and they advance. All right, looking at some other scores. Albany beats Canadian. Panhandle loses to Stanford. Next page, we have Sunray losing to Seymour. 2 other scores. Childress is beaten, and then Spearman, that last word, was beating Holiday. One more stop, this time 6-man action. That'll be Miami and Amherst over at Whiteface Stadium. Early on, Miami's Jared Roberts weaves his way in and out of tacklers. That will lead to a touchdown. And, of course, you know, when you kick the extra point, you get 2, so that made it 8-0 Warriors. Next drive for Miami, Roberts. Again, on the pitch, more tough running for the big first down. The next play, Roberts starts, goes back left. He goes 60 yards to make it 14-0 Miami. Let's check out the score. And look at this. 4s are wild in the fourth quarter, and Valley tonight will advance with a win over Ropes. All right, that will take care of Texas football. Coming up, we're going to go out of state for highlights and see if also see if the West Texas A&M volleyball team stayed alive at the regional tournament. All that after this timeout. Welcome back. More high school football this Friday just across the state line over in Texaco. The Wolverines hosting rival Santa Rosa for the right to play next week's 2A championship game. Let's head west. They call it the Field of Dreams. Here come the green-clad host Wolverines. Opening kickoff, Santa Rosa's Dylan Cordova takes it, follows his blocker, and he gets a pretty nice return. A couple of plays in the drive. Timothy Valverde takes the trap, leaves over defender, gets loose. Look at this, 60 yards. Big-time play. 7-0 Santa Rosa. They've been a power for a few years in football in New Mexico. Ensuing kickoff, Wolverines hanging around, up back. Brandon King gets it, goes straight ahead. Nice yards, some nice tough running there before being dragged down. The very next play, Texaco trying to make something happen, but they will get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. That's not very good. Bad night for the Wolverines. Final score, it's Santa Rosa 48-7. So Texaco is eliminated. And up in Oklahoma, Texoma, the last school we have, they're gone. Some reminder about some games tomorrow. Clovis and Mazzano. Don't go anywhere on this page. I got to tell you something. If Eric Roanhouse gets a win tomorrow, he becomes the all-time winningest football coach in New Mexico high school history. He needs one more. He's tied at 310. Melrose will play in the 8-man title game tomorrow against Gateway Christian. Also, Amarillo High, Abilene Cooper, 2 o'clock tomorrow down at Jones Stadium. Randall and Riverside, 4 o'clock at Ratliff Stadium. The last game of the weekend, Sanford Fritch and Cisco, and no poncho, 6:30 in Wichita Falls. So Friday night, Big 12 football. Oklahoma State, here comes Mike Gundy, and they're up in beautiful Ames, Iowa, corn and hog country. First quarter, 3rd and 1 at the Oklahoma State 40. Joseph Randall, it's a fumble, and Iowa State has the ball. They don't do anything with it, so Oklahoma State gets it back. So the Cowboys have a 1st and 10. That'll be at the Iowa State 29. Brandon Whedon, the old guy, and he's picked off. That's not very good either. Josh Washington with the pick. Finally, they get the ball back in a little bit later. Jared Barnett for Iowa State's going to throw it. Unfortunately, it's picked by Sean Lewis. He goes 70 yards for the touchdown. Okie State, I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's kind of dancing into the end zone. Okie State, he got in there. And a little bit later, 2nd quarter, Whedon to Blackman. Let's go to the scoreboard. I can update this for you now. Iowa State's just scored, so it's 24-24 in the 4th quarter. A reminder about tomorrow here on ABC. We have 2 games. Tech, Missouri in the afternoon. Oklahoma, Baylor at night. Let's go to the NCAA Regional Volleyball Tournament. D2 South Central semifinal. WT and Washburn. Game 1 off a Stormy Lancaster serve. The Lady Buffs, nice big block at the net. Get the point, take the lead. But the Buffs give it right back. Here's a serve. But then on the return by Washburn, the Icks find the open spot. WT got to within 17-16 at one point. Washburn called a timeout, and then they started all over the place. That's a bad hit by WT. And then a little bit later, one more. Look at this. The ball goes out of play, comes back in play. It's still alive. Unfortunately, Washburn got that point and then went on the win. Here you see the scores. It was close. 20, 21, and 21. WT finishes 34-3 on the season. All right, final items. Oklahoma State women's basketball coach Kurt Budke and assistant Miranda Cerna were killed in a plane crash yesterday over in Arkansas. The pilot and his wife also died. The accident comes nearly 11 years after 10 men affiliated with the OSU men's basketball team died in a Colorado plane crash. At the President's Cup, the USA up 11-6 over the international team after taking 4 of the morning fivesomes. High school hoops, Amarillo High won 2 from Palo Duro. Tascosa swept a pair from Randall. And the Amarillo Bulls won at Texas 4-3 in overtime. I was listening to that game, had time, and they score with 4 seconds to go.
Oh, my gosh.
I got all games. I was trying to think of their nickname, Texas Tornadoes, I think. But they score with 4 seconds to go, but then the Bulls won in overtime.
OT is the best in
I know.